everyone and welcome back to another video. It's been a really long time that I've actually sat down and filmed a video like this, so you're just all gonna have to bear with me. So I am an ambassador for Falmouth University and I'm always getting lots of questions from people through social media and also through the UniBuddy app. I'm employed by the university to respond to people's messages, and then I thought I would create a video that is the most frequent questions I have to answer. I've been getting lots of questions about Falmouth University for 2 years now, so I just thought I would put some of their main questions into this one video. So for those of you that don't know, I've just finished my second year at Falmouth University studying marine and natural history photography. It's a very, very fun course without COVID. It's been quite difficult with the lockdown and not having any contact lessons and lectures, but I still think I've managed to do fairly well in terms of learning. This whole year has just been a bit of a write-off, to be honest, but hopefully going into my third year I'm really hoping I do get a proper student experience. Anyways, getting on with the video, the first thing I'm going to talk about is portfolio advice. I'm always getting questions about portfolio advice. When it comes to showing people your photos, don't choose any more than 15 photos. Past that it becomes a bit too much. You can do less than 15 if you want, but 15 is probably a perfect amount for a portfolio. In terms of what photos you want to submit, marine and natural history photography, it's considered a wildlife course when it's not just wildlife, it is anything to do with the natural world. So if you've got some really good portraits that you're super proud of, put them in. Any cool edits that you've got. If you give a portfolio that's going to show a broad range of skills, that is probably the best way to go about it. So when I submitted mine, I did have some photos of animals, I had some edits, I had portraits, some creative portraits, images that I was particularly proud of. And you want photos that you can talk about, not just say, oh, I took it because I liked it. Like, there's a reason behind it, a reason why you edited that photo in that particular way. You also get asked to put in a bit of writing. So for my A-levels, I was doing an essay about the history of photography. I basically had different cameras that I was using to take different photos with, and I just was writing about that. But you could submit any form of essay writing that isn't too long, because no one's going to read the whole thing, they're just going to probably scan over it. And that's about it. I mean, from what I remember from my interview, it was really relaxed. I had one of my lecturers, Hugh, doing my interview, and he was just a bit more interested in myself rather than my work exactly. And I just really expressed the interest that I really wanted to go to Falmouth University. The next question that I get asked a lot is, what is the student union like? It's quite difficult for me to answer this because I haven't actually spent that much time at university, considering I'm in my second year. Because of COVID, socialising's been very minimal. My experience with the student union isn't amazing. They try and organise events, but not enough people go to them and they don't have enough money to support them. You end up paying quite a lot of money for something that isn't that good, but things might be getting better because they've not spent any money on student union stuff, so maybe in the new year things might get better. But our student union is based in our cafeteria area. Downstairs there is a cafeteria which gets transformed into like a dance floor kind of thing. It feels a bit like a school disco, if I'm being honest. And upstairs there is a bar. You can also use that as an area to sit and do some work. They have a bit of a cafe up there. The food is quite good, and over the last year there has been quite a good outreach of mental health. I've been in contact with several different people in regards to mental health through the university. I was really struggling with the online learning in first term. Second term, it wasn't just the learning I was finding difficult, it was everything about university living. So they were quite good with chasing stuff like that up, so the support is definitely there from the student union. Are there many societies? Yes, there are lots and lots of societies, anything you could probably think of, down from sports to creative things. They have like politics societies and debate societies, and if there isn't a society that you want to do, and you want to make your own, you can apply to create a society as well. So there is also options for that. One of my biggest regrets is definitely not joining a society. Something that they don't tell you is that societies do actually cost money. You need to be able to fund them, so there are different fees for different memberships. The sporting ones do tend to be the more expensive ones, because if you're joining a team you have to have all the insurance and the kit and, you know, pay for the referees and the training and all that kind of stuff. I was going to join the netball team. I only ended up going to 2 sessions, I think it was, in the end, because of COVID. Just for social netball it was £45 for the year, but if I wanted to join the team it was looking into like £100 because of kit and insurance and, you know, all of that. I'm actually moving into a new house, and one of the guys that lives there actually runs like the musical theatre society, so I'm looking into doing that because I used to love musical theatre. I did drama for ages, so that's something that I'm considering. Going into my last year I do really regret not joining a society, because you do make quite a couple friends through that as well. What is it like living in Cornwall? It literally is the edge of the earth. It is an amazing place to live when the weather is beautiful, but also we do get the worst of all the weather as well. When it is windy and rainy, it is windy and rainy, but I think the location in terms of wildlife, the beach is amazing. I love being able to just go to the beach, and I'm really looking forward to going back in September, because I'm literally like a 7-minute walk from the beach, so I will be taking my lunch there to sit. Even if it's raining, I will sit on the beach and eat my lunch with a lovely bit of sand, just because I feel like I've missed out a lot in the last year. I must say the Wi-Fi and the signal isn't amazing. So if you are living somewhere, make sure that the Wi-Fi is actually with a good provider, because I was with PlusNet in my second year living accommodation, and the Wi-Fi really was not it, especially when there's 4 people trying to use the Wi-Fi all at once. It just does not want to work. Also, another thing about living in Cornwall, if you want to get out and explore and see things, you're probably definitely going to need a car. I found it quite difficult in my first term of university, because I didn't have my car with me. I wanted to go and explore, and the buses aren't very reliable and you can only get so far on the train. So if you do drive, I would definitely think and consider about getting your car down there, or maybe finding someone that can drive, as bad as that sounds, but it's just quite difficult to get anywhere without any decent public transport, really. So my next question is, how many lectures do I have in a week? And I usually get about 3 lectures a week, so usually I have 3 assignments in a term, and I will have a lecture for each of those assignments. They can be between an hour and 2 hours. Recently, because it's all been online, they've been cut quite short. We would have to watch a pre-recorded lecture and then turn up to a like a live session, which is just talking about the video. It's been quite painful to watch, if I'm being honest, but hopefully when we go back in September and 3rd year is in person, face to face, because I've been struggling so much with this online rubbish. And usually we were having tutorials for each of the assignments every week, so that was an extra hour to 3 hours depending on what you were doing. These are like smaller sessions where there's about 12 of you in a group. You have a bit more time with the lecturer. It allows you to ask any questions, see what other people are doing, help a bit of brainstorming as well. Sometimes it's really difficult to think of ideas. Is my course just photography? No, it's not just photography. We do writing. I've had to do some video modules. I can link my videos that I've done in the description down below if you want to check them out. I've done a magazine article. You also have to do writing essays, or write about your photos when you do your portfolios. I haven't started it yet, but I have a dissertation to write. My dissertation is only 6,000 words. The thought of a dissertation is incredibly daunting to me, and finding out that it's only 6,000 words actually makes it a bit easier. It's still a lot of words, still a lot of writing, considering I don't remember the last time I wrote an essay, probably end of A-levels, but that even then wasn't a big essay to write. So yeah, it is quite experimental. We have lecturers that aren't just photography based. We have zoology, marine biology, people that have worked for the BBC, people that have worked with David Attenborough, people that have written their own books, people that have worked with magazines. Like, it is such a broad variety, which is amazing because you can see all the different paths you can go down. And I do believe this is the case for other courses as well. Are there exams? It depends what course you're studying, but my course is 100% coursework based. I do not have to take a single exam, which makes me feel very relieved in comparison to some other people, because they're like, oh, I've got exams, and I'm like, I'm finished. Because it is 100% coursework based, the course does tend to finish earlier. So I finished in May, I think it was, as people that do have exams usually go into June, but I'm okay with that. I hate exams. What is there to do in your free time? Our nearest city is Truro, and there isn't loads to do in Truro. Apart from go shopping, really. I've not explored Truro enough. They have a cathedral there, which I still want to go into and I haven't. In terms of things to do, you've always got your societies, hanging out with friends, going out for meals and going to cafes. The beach is always an option, going for walks, you know, going on nights out. There's lots of sea sports societies as well, like surfing, there's paddleboarding, sea swimming. You can go on boat trips, you can go rock pooling. We also have a donkey sanctuary nearby. So it might not sound like the most exciting place. If you've got a good group of people and you're down for exploring, you'll have fun and you'll be worrying about your work and trying to make new friends and accommodation life. So there's always going to be something for you to do. There's also a laser tag place near Penryn campus. There's also rock climbing and like a gymnastics place as well. So there is definitely plenty of things that you can do. Parking. I get loads and loads of questions about parking. If you live at the sidings, there isn't really space for you to park your car. It's mainly off-road parking, or you can park at the train station. In Falmouth, there is a couple places you need to be careful in terms of parking tickets, because you can park there for an hour maximum, but my friends had quite a couple parking tickets, so you just need to be careful. When it's in season months you have to pay to park, but when it isn't, it is free. There's a car park by the beach which is free. I think it's through October to April, I think it is, don't quote me on that, check the sign. But yeah, there is plenty of places and car parks that you can get for free, but apart from that it usually is off-road parking. Just be careful of the locals, because I've heard some stories of them slashing tyres and breaking windows and stuff, which isn't very good. So I just have a Cornwall sticker on the back of my car, and I've only had a little bit of damage to the door, so. And you can park your car on campus on weekends for free, and I think past at 5 o'clock, I think it is, it goes free. You can have an hour parking on campus for free as well. Apart from that, I'm not too sure how much it costs in terms of getting a parking permit for on campus, but anything after an hour you do have to start paying to park. So those are the main questions I do get asked about Falmouth University. I really do hope this video has helped you. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to continue watching my university content. It's a bit dry at the moment because I am at home. So yeah, thank you again for watching this video and have a good week.